well.
All right. For the record, everything that Donald Trump is doing will not come to pass due to cowardice and because everything he's doing is to distract from the fact that, I don't know, I'm pretty positive he's going to lose worse than any president ever has. That's my hot take.
Yeah.
Because, like, even the people that hate Joe Biden or whatever, or hate Democrats or whatever the fuck, like, the more shit that comes out, the more fucking old people get coronavirus and fucking die, right? In red states and fucking whatever. Like,
yeah.
Fuck you. Like, yeah, okay, go ahead, Oklahoma. Fucking kill Herman Cain and then talk about how fucking what, like, this is still like a democratic hoax or whatever.
Yeah, it's just going to be more and more death and more slowly realizing that we are not ahead of the game in the world anymore. I think the main strategy of like Fox News and some of these other conservative, media outlets, their main strategy right now is to not compare the U.S. to any other country.
Right.
Nope, don't want to do that. It's never going to look good. Doesn't matter how you crunch the numbers. Everything looks like shit.
And I kind of feel bad for Herman Cain. Herman Cain was kind of funny, at least. He did the thing with Libya. You remember? Somebody asked him about Libya, and he straight up did not remember. He didn't know. He totally forgot what Libya was, and like he was just like Libya, fuck. Like, and he like shut his eyes and was like really trying to remember, like, fuck, why do I know that name? Shit. Fuck, Libya. Shit. And it's like, he also, like, John Oliver got him to read a bunch of random nonsense for like his show. And like, he like played along and like didn't really care. Like, people were calling him stupid and he was just like, fuck it. Like, it's like, of all the Republicans to get it and die, like, that's one of the last ones that I would have actually wanted to, you know what I mean? Like, there's a million.
He hasn't done as much damage.
Yeah.
Like, nearly as much as like these senators and.
Yeah, he's the CEO of a restaurant chain, and he's been accused of sexual harassment. Well, name me a restaurant fucking owner that hasn't been accused of sexual harassment. I'll find, that's, whatever, the goose that laid the golden egg. Fucking, but, whatever, aside from that, like, fucking what? Herman Cain didn't preside over the Iraq war or anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
He probably would have, but still, like, whatever. He didn't have a chance to do anything truly horrible. So, fuck it, man. I'm sad he's dead.
What's your hot take? Who's going to be Biden's VP pick?
Oh man. I mean, I heard it was Kamala, and you know, I think that Kamala could. I'm only going to focus on the good from now on with the Democrats, because just focusing on what could be has really done hard damage to my psyche. Like the when it's like when Sanders was winning and then they stole it again. Like I can't deal with it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna focus on positives. And with Biden, there's just the fact that he's gone senile. So what are his opinions? Like what does he matter? And with Kamala, it's that I really think that she could take Mike Pence in a fight, like in a fist fight. Like that's what I want to see. Right? I want the two of them to get into like a boxing ring, and then I want her to beat Mike Pence to a bloody pulp.
Yeah. I have also heard the rumors, seen the leaked article announcing it and all this other stuff. I don't know if it's all like, just like, feelers being put out into the stream to see what people's reactions are or whatever. I've gotten random polls sent to my email asking me if I think Susan Rice or Kamala Harris would be better VP picks and stuff like that.
Oh, dude. Rice has got too much baggage. There's too much weird shit about her that I like.
Well, she immediately links Biden to the parts of the Obama administration that every progressive would prefer just to not think about. Like, Libya and Benghazi and all that stuff. I mean, it's just like you're just immediately starting to think about like national security and like a military-industrial complex and all that stuff. And it's just, you're better off. I mean, honestly, I think Kamala Harris is a better pick. Just strategically, not even I don't even care about the values or the character of the two people. Just strategically,
Well, and I mean, it's like as hard as she folded under pressure, which was, I don't know, the worst crack up I think I may have ever seen. Like the fact that she had that whole like pre-planned, like I was the girl on the bus or whatever the fuck all that thing that was, like, and then just to see her just fuck up, just the whole rest of the time, right? It's like, well, there could be no one that Biden could pick, right? That's perfect, right? she just folds hard under pressure, and she's got nothing. She's got like one sort of soundbite planned, ready to go, and then after that, it's just dog shit, just nonsense, and it's like, yep, go ahead, do it, please do it. Like,
one thing I will say about her, she was better at debating than a lot of the other fucking people that were running for, the nomination. Like, I think that she held her own in at least the first few debates. Like the last one or two that she was in, maybe she kind of
it's that
fucked it up.
Tulsi Gabbard rattled her, and that's
true. I forgot about that.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
This bitch was riding high, and Tulsi Gabbard, fucking, soft spoken, like, but sticking to her guns, like, hey, fucking whatever you got to say about Tulsi Gabbard. It's like she sticks to her whatever it is, right? Her, as much her weird Hindu beliefs as, her, we shouldn't be bombing anyone or whatever the fuck, like, I would almost be more afraid if he picked her, because it's like, what's, like,
there's no way.
At least with Kamala, the thing about Kamala is, right, that if she's that easily shaken, right, then when Biden dies or goes senile and she becomes president, then she's easily bullied, which is great. We need a president that we can bully, right? And we can bully Biden and we can bully Kamala. So, hey, 8 years of bullying a Democratic president into doing the things that we want them to do, fucking great, right?
And I mean, there, at least Kamala has rhetorically sided on the side of Medicare for all more than Biden has. I mean, 100% rhetorically, not actual.
Oh yeah.
Like, but at least she would be somebody who you could say, well, she was talking about Medicare for all in the primary debates and stuff, which is true. And she wasn't fighting against it like Biden was.
Right.
So it's like, I think she definitely makes the most sense. I don't really see who else it could be at this point. With all those like media releases that were accident and like all the fucking pictures of Biden holding sheets of paper with her name on it and whatever. It's like, it's all this.
That was like, I can just see like big, like, don't say anything bad about Kamala. She's our person now. So we've got to get rid, like, it's like, and it's just big, big old people scrawling black sharp, the same thing with Trump, like where it's like, you see his notes and they're just like big, fat, like, sausage fingered fucking little child's writing. Like, it's the same thing, right? Which, but hey, it's true, right? They are the same, right? But the difference is that you can bully Joe Biden, right? If you get somebody in his face, right, for long enough, he will cry. That good nonsense is coming back to me. Like, it's like, I feel like because the world is such fucking nonsense, and I spend all my time trying to figure it out, right? That, like, oh, the nonsense that makes me happy is like, oh yeah, oh, bring it, please, more.
Yeah, I've just been listening to like a lot of like dub like upsetters and stuff lately. Just space me the fuck out, you know, like get me out of here, get me out of here. Watching another Luna Oi video.
Yeah, she's non-compete's girlfriend, I think.
Is that white guy that shows up in some of her videos?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know that guy, but yeah, I like her though. I just randomly stumbled across a video. It was like how to think like a Vietnamese communist. I was like, okay.
How do I think like her? Yeah. Who am I?
And I was like, damn, I got a lot out of that video actually. And then I've been watching a lot of her videos. Very, very interesting perspective of socialism from the perspective of a millennial in Vietnam, or who has lived in Vietnam. I'm not sure if that's where she still is or not.
Yeah, that part I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about non-compete either, other than that one of his videos made me buy a book.
Oh. Well, that's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The Luna Oi, kind of making these videos about how like they had the pretty much the best success with the coronavirus of any country, other than like a couple that were like slightly better, maybe, I don't know, but compared to the U.S. and most of the Europe, even like they did so much better.
Yeah. No, Vietnam, I think that at one point, like a couple weeks ago, like Vietnam hadn't had one case.
No, they hadn't had one death.
Oh, yeah.
They had 400 some cases. And then like just in the past week or so, they started getting a few more cases, and they're not really sure where they came from. They're still trying to track those. I was actually just watching her latest videos about it. But they've only had two or three deaths.
I mean, that's damn good. If
the whole country was mourning over those deaths. Like,
yeah, they're doing it right then. That's fucking how you do it.
Yeah.
Like,
we are what 100? I don't even know what the number is. 170,000 is what it's almost at now. I don't even.
Creeping up on 200.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and
we have 4 million cases.
It's more normalized every single day. Like, oh, so and so had it. Oh,
yeah. Last I checked, 4 million fucking cases. Trump is already being like, that election was fraudulent, like because of the mail-in ballots, right? It's not even necessarily.
And the fact that AOC like won her primary.
Yeah, handily, I'm pretty sure.
She landslided.
Oh, great. Oh, good. That's so good.
After like Tim Pool and some of these other were like, oh, she's definitely gonna lose because she's going too far to the left.
Yeah, right. Like, I also think that forever, for the rest of time, specifically Tim Pool and Dave Rubin should forever never not be referred to as Pim Tool and Rave Dubin, because both of those are more accurate as to what they actually are, right? I could totally
shout out to, I think Kyle Kulinski was the first one to call them that.
Well, either way, fantastic.
Yeah.
For everyone involved. I'm real sad that Michael Brooks is dead, because for all of the real genuine reasons, like he's one of the only leftists that actually like is less egotistical and genuinely gives a shit about others, as opposed to all the other pundits who like even most of them are still like very egotistical.
Even
right?
the ones that we argue about, like like I was texting you about Vaush. I guess we can get into that now. Like, I was like late to the game on that whole argument about like whether right wing populism is fascism and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And, I was kind of watching Vaush's video where he was kind of breaking down Kyle Kulinski's video talking about his views on the whole thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And that video, I didn't give me the best impression of Vaush, and I kind of had some negative things to take away from that. But like we can talk about that whole fascism argument if you want. That's a whole other thing. But anyways, since then I've watched more Vaush videos and I've grown to like him more. So I like some of the stuff I've seen past couple videos I've watched of his. It's like, okay, yeah, I definitely am feeling this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those people that he goes on the attack probably a little more than he should, right? Like where it's
he was taking me as a little bit too contrarian from my first experience with him. And again, that was that video where he was going after Kyle Kulinski about the fascism versus right-wing populism thing or whatever.
Well, right. And at the end of the day, all those people, right? It's like, I think that what was happening was that like Kyle Kulinski and say, Kyle Kulinski and some of the other people involved in it.
Like Nathan Robinson.
Yeah, well, Nathan Robinson, it was all based on this argument that Nathan Robinson was making. Right. And his thing was like, this is what I think, prove me wrong. Right. That's the sense I got from it. It's like, dude, I don't believe that there is a such thing as right-wing populism. I think it's just fascism. Prove me wrong. Find me one. Like, where the fuck are they? I don't get it. Like, who are these people? Right. And I think that a lot of the backlash against that was, especially from people like Kyle Kulinski or like I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Like, I guess
Crystal Ball herself.
Yeah, but like the backlash was that like, oh, so you're just not going to work with people who call themselves that? And it's like, even Vaush was saying like, well, issue by issue, sure, right? Like, yeah, if there's something that I agree with, it's the Bernie Sanders thing, right? Like Bernie Sanders wrote that veterans bill with that fucking lunatic, and it's like, because they both agree on this issue, we can get this done. That's when you work with these people like on like very specific things. Like, and I think that the problem is that everyone was talking past each other, and the core argument of like, hey, though, what the fuck is right? Like, no one was answering the question, right? Which then made other people back into the corner, including me, where it's like, no. Yeah, I get it. Work with whoever you can on whatever you can to make things better and yada yada, right? You're missing the point, right? I still want to know what the fuck right-wing populism is if it's not fascism. I do not believe that there is right-wing populism that isn't fascism. And
well, yeah, I mean, but if you look at like that video or podcast or whatever with Glenn Greenwald, the Intercept, what is it called, the System Update?
Yeah,
where he's talking to Nathan Robinson himself, and I swear, like at least 50% of their conversation was trying to define what right-wing populism is. Right. And they were going back and forth with all these kind of different ideas of it. And I think at the end of the day, right-wing populism in the way that like Trump uses it, or like the kind of more fascist stylings, is completely different from like what a lot of kind of more like, probably more like libertarian-minded conservative type people would consider themselves like right-wing populists or whatever. Like,
oh, okay.
But either way, like it's like the whole thing is like exactly like you were saying earlier. It's like it comes down to like, do you work with people that you disagree with on certain issues? And the answer is yes. And it's just like that's really what it comes down to. Like if any other questions are kind of whatever.
Well, yeah, except for the very real thing that I think that Vaush and Nathan Robinson were talking about, right? Which is there was a lot of bullshit that was like talking about like who do you work with and who's canceled, and it got all like wrapped up in the cancel culture bullshit, right? But it's really like, what are you trying to promote by saying that there is right-wing populism that isn't just fascism?